Hey sportsmen, John Bergsma here with the Great Lakes Fisherman's Digest with a lake preview for Lake Cadillac in the beautiful Cadillac region of central Lower Peninsula. You know, Lake Cadillac has a sister lake, Lake Mitchell, which we've done a preview on, but Lake Cadillac has some really unique differences, and although they're connected by a waterway, they are a very different fishery. Let's talk about some of those differences. You know, Lake Cadillac structurally is different. It's about half the size at about just short of 1,200 surface acres, but it is a little bit deeper. It has spots out to 28 feet deep. And so it makes just for a little bit different dynamic when you're fishing it. Lake Cadillac is a rock structured lake with a mix of gravel and sand. And that gives you some opportunity for some different species. Starting the year, Lake Cadillac is similar to Mitchell in one regard. The pan fishing, crappie, bluegill, sunfish is fantastic. It is probably one of the strongest times of the year to come to the Cadillac region and fish Lake Cadillac. Crappie, bluegill, and sunfish are all accessible in the normal way that you would normally fish them. You're going to fish them below a slip bobber. You're going to fish them with a minnow, leaf worm, chunka crawler. You're going to just basically be in that 10-foot or less area trying to find newly emergent weed growth or dark bottoms. Dark bottoms always are going to draw more temperature in early in the year, and that temperature in those bays is going to bring those fish up and cause them to feed. One of the things that's also really active in the spring of the year is the smallmouth bass population, and that's really where Cadillac differs just a little bit from its sister lake, and that is there's a lot higher percentage of smallmouth bass versus largemouth bass in Cadillac. There's also a very strong walleye population. Now the walleye population also kicks in right there mid-May and on, and those are caught typically by dragging a bottom bouncer and a spinner or an inline weight and a spinner, and they're slow trolling. That first break is typically a very good way that you can catch walleyes here on Lake Cadillac. When you get to the midsummer, everything is usually going, and it's basically common sense fishing. I always like to use my electronics, find my marks. Whether you're fishing walleyes or bass, those marks are going to be somewhere 10 to 20 foot. That's where they're going to hang in a midsummer pattern. And you're just going to present your bait in very traditional ways, whether you're slow dragging a jig and a rubber worm, or whether you're slow trolling a bottom bouncer and a spinner and a crawler harness for walleyes, or whether you're deep suspend fishing under a slip bobber for panfish. The summer months offer fantastic fishing here at Lake Cadillac. The fall, as usual, for John Bergsma, always presents the biggest fish, the best fishing of the year, and most people ignore it. Lake Cadillac is a great place to come for that weekend trip before you put your boat away. The walleye are usually readily caught, same traditional methods, but I would throw in a crankbait. A number 5 Shad Rap works great, slow trolled along that first 10 to 12 foot break in the lake, as well as bass fishing fires and seems to do really well the same way. Slow trolling crankbaits. You have those fish coming from deeper water, coming up to do their fall feeding, and they're usually feeding on that first year bluegill or perch, and those are usually hanging on that first break. The bluegill and perch and the crappies are also fantastic fishing in the fall. Same way. Let's be honest, fishing Cadillac is not that hard. This is a traditional cottage lake. It doesn't have any real secrets to it. It's really just getting here, putting your boat on the water, getting a little information, whether you stop at Pilgrims Village bait store and talk to Steve or Chris and get what's going on now, or you just do a little internet research. This is an easy lake to fish. I invite you to come to Lake Cadillac in the Cadillac region and experience the fantastic fishing that Lake Cadillac offers. This is John Bergsma with the Fisherman's Digest, and thanks for watching the Lake Cadillac preview. You know, when you come to Cadillac, Michigan, sometimes you just got to know exactly where to go to make your stay more enjoyable. You know, my stay in Cadillac always starts at Pilgrims Village. Steve and Chris have got absolutely the best bait store little bait store that I've possibly been to in years. I mean, you walk in, you think this thing's the size of your bedroom or your living room. I have never seen so much tackle relevant to the two lakes that they service, Cadillac and Mitchell, is what they have there at Pilgrims Village. And it's a year-round bait store. They specialize in everything: fall fishing, spring fishing, ice fishing, summer fishing. They're there to take care of and service the customers that come to this little neck of the woods in Cadillac. The cool thing also is if you're looking for a place to stay, Pilgrims Village has got cottages right there on site surrounding the bait store, which are right on the shores of Lake Mitchell. You know, a stone's throw down the road, you've got Laura at the Days Inn. And if you're looking to just swing in and grab a room, whether you're snowmobiling or just fishing for a day or just gonna have a good weekend out with your wife and your kids, Laura's got a very cool circumstance there, and it's called Adventure Island Waterpark. It's the only water park in the area, and of course it's seasonal. It's rolling in June, July, and August, but it's there to take care of those kids and really give you something fun to do. It's got a great mini golf course, it's got water slides, it's a full service water park, and the Days Inn is one of the cleanest, most enjoyable places to stay for a hotel that I've been in a long time. You know, you drive right back past Steve at Pilgrims Village and you're gonna end up on the Cadillac side, the Lake Cadillac side, at the Sands Resort. Now, the Sands Resort has been there for decades, servicing vacationers and weekend getaway people with a lakeside resort. They offer a full restaurant with bar, of course, lake access right there on Lake Cadillac, and they also have rentals available, whether you need a pontoon boat or a kayak or something that you just want to get out on the lake for a day. The Sands Resort will take care of you. Take a little jog across the waterway and hang a left, and you'll get to the newest resort in the Cadillac area, and that is Sunset Shores. Sunset Shores is an almost new condo development right on the water. And the thing that is really cool about this is that it is all new. Mike has been running this resort now for years, and he's got it all set up. He's got a beautiful amenities building right across the street where you can go and you can do a workout. It's kind of like the new modern thing, all stuck on the shorelines of Lake Cadillac. The condos are beautiful, they're multi-storied, and what's also unique about them is that they're available to buy in a timeshare. Whether you buy a few weeks, a month, a quarter, a half a year, or buy the whole darn thing, Sunset Shores is your place for weekend getaways in Cadillac, Michigan.